While the Supreme Court hears that Trump case, the former president will be back in New York City in a courtroom there today for testimony as it continues in his hush money trial. Former National Enquirer publisher David Pecker is expected to return to the witness stand on Tuesday. Pecker testified that during the 2016 presidential campaign, he promised to help suppress stories that would be damaging to Trump. The former president is accused of falsifying business records to hide a hush money payment to cover up an alleged affair he had with Stormy Daniels. The judge is also considering whether Trump violated his gag order with a series of social media posts about potential witnesses in the trial. The former president addressed this during that early morning campaign stop here in New York as he headed back to court.
They've taken my constitutional right away with a gag order. That's all it is. It's election interference. This whole thing is election interference. So the polls have just come out, and I just got another sample. We're leading every swing state by a lot, and we're leading the nation by a lot. He's the worst president in the history of our country.
All right, so CBS News campaign reporter and attorney Katrina Kaufman has been following the trial from Manhattan. She's been following all of the cases, actually. You got a lot going on, Katrina, but let's start with what's happening in New York. David Pecker back on the stand. He's probably going to face cross-examination. So what can we expect to hear from him?
Today, he's going to continue his testimony about the catch-and-kill scheme that was devised between himself, Michael Cohen, and Donald Trump. And for cross-examination, I'm really expecting Trump's team to focus on the fact that a lot of what David Pecker has been describing is conversations and interactions between him and Michael Cohen, not directly with Trump. And so I think they're really going to try to hit that home, especially because Michael Cohen has a lot of credibility issues as a witness. And in terms of, for example, he testified about a conversation with Donald Trump the other day, but they might try to point out that it was many years ago. Perhaps he has issues with his recollection at this point. I think they will also bring up the fact that he has made a deal with the prosecution to serve as a witness in this case.
All right. Meantime, there is another court case involving several Trump allies. They've been indicted in Arizona in an alleged fake electors scheme to try and change the results of the 2020 election. What do we know about that? Some high-profile names, too, lawyers.
Yeah, so this just came out last night. There are 11 indicted co-conspirators so far, and then 7 unnamed ones. But in the indictment, it becomes quite clear who some of them are. Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows. There's also an unindicted co-conspirator referred to as the former president. So Donald Trump is also mentioned in this indictment, although he is not going to be charged in this case. And these are names that have come up also in Georgia. This is actually the 4th state that is having an election-related case go on as Trump is campaigning for president right now. Another name that struck me is Boris Epshteyn, and this is a top legal advisor for Trump who is actively involved in the 2024 campaign and who's also been a figure around his court cases. In E. Jean Carroll, he was constantly sitting behind Trump's legal team, passing them notes, so it feels quite notable that he is also now embroiled in one of these legal cases.
Boy, the lawyers need lawyers. Katrina, thank you very much.